Checking connection.
All right.
Hello,
There
everyone.
we go.
So, since we dropped the big news, there have been a lot of questions, which makes sense. So what we did is we asked questions, we compiled them all. I wrote them down. I have hopefully placed them in an order where we can answer them, and it's kind of like makes the most sense.
First off, before starting, thank you to everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Everyone's really excited, which makes us even more excited. This little guy or girl is going to have the biggest support system out there, which is going to
Seriously.
be awesome. And we're just really excited. We were kind of holding off our excitement for a while, but then after being able to share with you all, it really helped us out. Like that was really eating at us in certain ways of just not being able to share fully.
Oh my gosh, and like not getting on stories and talking, like I know I could have talked about other stuff, but even just coming on in any capacity, I just felt like a fraud.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just couldn't do it. So now I'm
Well,
like, hi, welcome.
and you were tired.
Yeah. And I
Um,
couldn't like tell you why, so I just felt lazy.
great. Your energy's been doing a lot better. You've been
Yeah.
doing a lot better. The month of January was really rough on us.
Yeah.
Which thankfully, Charlene, if you're
This is
watching
in the
this.
questions.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to give a little brief introduction. Okay,
Okay.
so I guess we're ready.
Okay.
As far as comments and everything go, we might go through that at the end, but for right now, we get way too sidetracked, as you can see, if we're going to be reading all the comments. So we'll
Yeah.
read those here in a little bit.
That's why we have this, to keep us on track, because you know us.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start with number one, which Matt kind of started to get into these first questions. Number one, how are you feeling, Grace? Thanks for asking. I'm really doing pretty good. What?
Oh, sorry.
Stop reading the questions. So distracted.
Okay.
I'm doing pretty good. Like Matt was saying, it was really like what, week 6 to 9 that were like pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
Really
and I
rough.
actually was sick. Everyone was like, "Were you actually sick?" I actually did get sick. I had a cold, but then I also had my morning sickness, so the duel was just like, oh my gosh, it was horrible.
And we were in the bus in Quartzsite, Arizona, just sitting out there in the dust, and it was not good.
So then Charlene reached out and said, "Guys, I have a condo literally so close. No one's there. Please go there." And so we said,
That was a game changer.
yeah, we're like, okay, we will. So we actually told her early, like, here's why you're saving us extra, because we were just so thankful. And that was nice because I was able to like sit in the room while Matt would cook. I couldn't even be in the room while he was cooking. So yeah. So that's how I'm feeling. Let me cross that off. Okay.
Wait,
Oops.
why is that all the way down there?
Well, I wrote them all down and then I numbered them to try to make it make sense.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me go number 2. Is that why you're feeling sick? Okay, number 2 we did. Number 3, sorry guys. Stop. Number 3, shoot. Okay, due date, end of August. I am currently, this week is the start of 14 weeks. So yeah, okay, number 3. Number 4, Matt, any sympathy symptoms?
I'm very sympathetic for Grace. Is that what the question is?
I don't know. I think it's just like, maybe how are you feeling?
I definitely had an adjustment period, especially the first little bit, because Grace was doing a bulk of like the household stuff, which probably wasn't fair to Grace. So sympathy there. But like cooking and cleaning, to where then all of a sudden I was doing everything, and that was a little bit hard for me just because I was like, dang. Um, I think the hardest part for me was the cooking, the cleaning, and then Grace not feeling well on top of that.
Yeah.
Because our energy really goes off each other. So like when Grace was tired or not having energy, that was just hard for me. I was kind of bored.
You really went through a struggle of being bored.
I had to.
Because plus, like, already, sorry, but the desert, it can be kind of boring. So already we were in these areas where there was, like, nothing really to do. And then I didn't feel good at all. So it was just, like, literally sitting around for the last 3 months, which was kind of hard.
Yeah, but we figured it. I mean, we've been figuring it out.
And you know where else you like cooking and stuff, you really figured out more meals to cook and stuff, because that was never something you did.
I'm not cooking a lot of complex meals by any means, but like putting together some different things. When Grace was first sick, we were eating pretty much just pizzas and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
For some reason, dairy wasn't bothering me, and so we were buying gluten-free pizzas, and we literally, that was the only thing I could eat, so we bought out the store in Parker, Arizona.
But Yeah, I definitely wasn't pulling my weight before Grace was pregnant, and then like me not pulling my weight, and then it happening all at once. That was an adjustment period. And then like yeah, I don't like seeing Grace when she's tired and not feeling well, and there's only so much I can do. And then selfishly, I don't like it because like she helps give me energy, and we have a lot of fun together. So when she doesn't have energy and she's tired, and then we can't really share the way we normally do with you all, that was kind of hard.
Yeah, and I will say another place you really stepped up was like videos and stuff. I mean, we've always both in kind of videos, but I do usually lead a lot of it with certain things. And you really took stuff like the time he cleaned the bus, stuff like that. Like he was really coming up with ideas. So a round of applause for Matt. Okay, let's go to number. That was number
That was
four.
3, right?
No, that was 4. Number 5. Why did you choose to share when you did? I wanted to wait. It was really a me decision, like wanting to wait until this time, particularly.
What do you mean?
Wait 3 months.
Oh, I mean, I was on board with that.
Yeah,
I was on board
but
with that.
like he was like whatever you want to do type situation. So we never went to the doctor earlier or anything. So this last Thursday was the first time we'd gone to the doctor. So I just wanted to like go to the doctor, get it all checked out. Plus they say the first 3 months is kind of the time when you're at higher risk for miscarriage. So I just wanted to go to the doctor, know it was all good, and then share. I wanted to have a little picture to share too. So
I will say, yeah, I. It was hard waiting that long.
in the future, I probably wouldn't.
But the first go around, and we did have a couple times over the past year that like we were pregnant and then something happened, and so that also made us a little bit more on the, and something could still happen, but at some point like we're also the type of people you got to let it out there.
Yeah.
And that felt good for us to do.
Yeah, and plus now we have so much support and so much love.
Yeah.
Okay, that was number 5. Number 6, any cravings yet? No. I mean, like I've been eating a lot of fruit and stuff. Honestly, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like I can't really have cravings. There's been a lot of situations where I'm like, I literally don't want anything in that fridge at all. Do not give that to me. But that's it. Am I looking forward to going to my parents' house here soon and allowing the cravings to come when I'm with my mom and dad? Yes, I am.
When we go through towns, Grace will get like cravings like for Jersey Mike's or something. So we try to get something special when we're in a city, but like when we're out here kind of in the middle of nowhere, it's kind of what we have to eat.
And we really are trying to save money.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to save money, so like going out to eat and like getting special things, we do it.
Yeah.
We do it, but like we're trying not to. You've been doing great with that.
What, saving
like
money?
I know sometimes you want to like really ball out and snack out.
I'm like French fries, this, but it's okay.
We did go to Red Robin to celebrate after we found out, and we got bottomless fries.
We were like, and we literally wanted to get more fries, but we got 3 extra baskets, and we like couldn't even move anymore. So, but we did our best. Okay, number 7. Are there 2 babies? No, there's only one. The picture was like a double printed picture, so that's what we used, but it was only one that they saw. Okay. Was your pregnancy planned or surprise? We've been like not trying, but not trying for over a year now.
Yeah. So it worked out just right.
Yeah. Number 9. Sorry. Okay. Do you think Nemo and Foxy can tell? No.
At first I thought they kind of could, but I don't think they can. I think sometimes being in a small space too, we're all just kind of like trying to do our own thing, and so I think that I bet you if we were in a house or something right now, maybe Nemo's not a huge emotional support dog.
I'm wondering if like once I'm further along, if she'll like realize more.
Maybe.
Foxy already honestly is so needy, so it's hard to know that she's just being the same.
I'm hoping Foxy's like being needy kind of transitions to maybe she can help take care of the baby.
Foxy's always been really good when we're around people's babies.
She has been, and she's a lot less annoying too, so I'm hoping for that.
Okay, that was number 9. Okay. Sorry, I just tried to write them in order because otherwise we'll just go on crazy tangents. But I can't read. Come on.
You could just pull one.
Well, I can't find number 2. Okay. Will you guys have a registry? Yes, and thank you so much for everyone who's been asking and says they want to support us. It's seriously so nice and so appreciated. I'm making a registry on baby list right now. That being said, we're not going to be like sharing it until probably June, because otherwise it's going to get shipped chaotically and it's just going to cause more of a hassle for us. So that's not something we're going to share till probably June.
But thank you very much. We've had a
Yes.
lot of people offering help and support, and that means a lot.
Are you going to find out the gender?
No. So we're going to wait until birth to find out what the gender is. We kind of like being surprised if we can, so that's
Yeah.
kind of one of those
We
instances
don't
where
really
we
get
know
a
we
lot of
can.
surprises.
We don't get a lot of surprises, so we're gonna hold off until the birthday.
This leads me to the next question. Do you want a certain gender?
No. I mean,
I don't
whatever
care.
whatever works. You know, like having a girl could be super cool, and add on to the all girl family aspect. If we have a boy, that'll be super cool. So whatever.
Yeah, I don't really care. As long as they're funny and like to be outside.
They'll be funny if they get your genes.
Okay. 13. Do you have names picked out? So we have like a couple kind of we thought about, but also we haven't really thought about it, and that's not going to be something we're sharing.
We have mainly girl names figured out too. The boy names, when we're looking at them, have been kind of difficult.
I know. They have been.
Hang
Okay.
on, I gotta get Foxy a food apparently.
That's okay. I'm looking for number 13. No, that was 13. I'm looking for number 14. Number 14. We're looking for number 14. Okay. What are you most excited for with adding a baby? I'll go first because Matt's feeding. I don't really know. Like a change up, I feel like it's gonna be nice when it comes to just more direction with certain things. It was kind of getting to the point with being in the bus, like we're definitely out here doing things, but like we're trying to save money, so then we're not going and doing a lot, or like you're sitting in the bus in this one spot so you can't get to certain hikes, and so it just kind of felt like we were getting to the point where we just kind of needed a mix up, you know. And so this feels like the ultimate mix up.
Well, we've been talking about having a kid for a while. Like it's something that's always been on our mind. Again, not something that we're like trying every time to like it needs to happen right now.
Yeah.
But we've done a lot of really cool things together. I think it'll be cool to like do cool things with a little one. Just kind of raise a really cool human being, like just a good person.
Yeah.
I think will be cool. I think that'll be like the most. I mean, that's going to be the most impactful thing we can do in our lives is
Yeah.
like just raising a good person.
Plus, I feel like it helps you. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you're gonna have to slow down and you have to do whatever. But I like that aspect of it. Like I think it will be nice because it makes you have a different lens with things.
And we'll talk more on these questions, but we've kind of, you know, since we met each other, we lived in the like Grace moved to California. We moved into an apartment together. We were there for 3 months before deciding we were going to walk across the United States. So we're not even thinking about like enjoying that moment. We walked across the United States. We bought our bus. We renovated it. We traveled. We hiked the Colorado Trail. We got married. We went over to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. We hiked the East Coast Greenway. We redid our bus again. We've been trapped. We've just been
Go.
It's been great.
Go.
It's been great. And again, we love traveling. We love adventuring, but I kind of relate it to like when I backpacked overseas in Asia for 6 months, and it was a great experience. But at about the 5 month mark, before then, I was like, oh, I'm just going to backpack forever. It's going to be great. And then about the 5 month mark, I'm like, you know, I kind of want a little bit more of stability in between. So having a kid, I think, is going to give us more of a balance of like, hey,
Yeah.
here's some stability. And then, yeah, we're still going to go on hikes. We're still going to go on cool adventures.
Into those. Don't tangent too much.
Okay, next.
This is what I was worried about. Okay. It's gonna give us balance, is what he's saying, but we have more within that. But we don't want to get into that tangent too much. Okay. Not to cut you off.
No.
Okay. What number was I on? Okay. Oh, what are you most nervous for?
I'm not really nervous. I mean, I think everything's going to happen the way it's supposed to. There's going to be challenges with it. Something could happen medically or whatever, but like that's not really in our control.
Yeah.
And so if that bridge comes, we'll cross it when it gets there. But I mean, do we really get nervous about anything?
Not really.
I mean, we're walking on the side of the road with cars coming at us.
I'm not really nervous about anything either. I think if I get nervous about anything, it's more so just like
I would say financially.
Yeah.
Like financially for us, especially like just with what we do and sharing our lives on social media, and sometimes it being inconsistent. but not so much lately. That was kind of a thing that made me nervous, but I've been feeling really good about us and like.
Honestly, I think too, like we put so much trust in like it's not like we're sitting around like doing nothing just hoping things work out, you know? So we're always putting the work in, but then we're also trusting God, praying about certain things, and things have always worked out in that way. And so I think it's just like that's also what helps you not be nervous, is just like trusting the process and
Yeah.
trusting God.
Yeah.
Okay, number 15. First grandchild for either set of parents.
Both.
First for both.
Yeah. And my grandparents' first grandchild, which will be, or great grandchild, which will be cool.
Okay, number 16. Saturday, number 16. Show yourself.
Did you skip 16?
Maybe I did, huh? 16. You know it's not safe for a car seat in the bus, right? Yes.
We do know that.
Even if it was like, yeah, no problem, I would not be strapping a kid to our birch plywood.
Is that birch?
Isn't that birch?
I don't know. You've been saying that. I don't know if that's birch.
Okay, whatever that is. So we are aware of that. We are going to be buying a vehicle. So yeah, we're probably gonna buy that. I don't know. We don't know. But we're
sometime this summer.
Yeah, we're gonna buy a car.
Is that one of the questions?
Well, the car seat question, but that kind of would like gave me the answer for the.
Mm.
Okay, number 17. Give me big number 17. What about your group trips? I'm gonna start this one because first of all, when I first found out, I was freaking out, so nervous.
You were getting sad.
I was so sad because my due date is the end of August, so I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do Iceland. And then Matt was like, well, I'm not gonna go alone because what if something happens to you? Like, I don't want to be in Iceland. And so I was honestly like sad about not going to Iceland, but mainly sad because I just like I don't want to let anyone down. I didn't want anyone to be sad. Like, I didn't know if people had bought flights. Like, I was seriously so stressed out. Like, that did take away like a little bit of my excitement at first because I was just so sad. But they were some of the first people to find out because we sent them a message to let them know we were canceling, and everyone was so nice.
If you're on here, thank you for I mean, we knew everyone was going to be understanding, but you're still kind of we still kind of felt bad because we knew how excited everyone was for the trip.
Yeah.
So thank you for understanding.
We were really sad.
And then Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, we are going. So I actually wasn't gonna tell my doctor, because I had like looked up stuff, and from what I was finding research, I felt like it was gonna be fine. We'll be 19 weeks at that point. But then we went to the doctor, and she was like, do you have any more adventures planned? Like, after hearing everything we'd done, she's like, there's no way you're sitting around. And then I kind of looked at Matt looked at me, and she was like, you weren't going to tell me, were you? And I said, I was assessing the situation, so I got called out. But I told her what was going on, and she was like, that's fine. Told me to have compression socks on the airplane.
She won't be doing the whitewater rafting day in Costa Rica. The other thing that makes us feel good about it is there's a 4x4 vehicle that kind of tags along and follows you at different points on the trail. So if for some reason Grace is feeling out of it or whatever, she can just hop in the Jeep and kind of ride that way. So that made us feel really good.
Like if I wake up one morning and I'm like, I cannot do this.
But you're going to try your best to go another coast to coast.
Yeah. I will say, that being said, like when we did the hike up to the top of Mount Washburn, slow. I am a slow girl, but I'm getting a little bit better, and I just have to like always be eating protein. Yeah.
You just got to kind of find that slow pace.
It's just a new hiking for me.
Style.
Yeah. But I get to go, so great. Okay. Will it be safe for you to walk across Costa Rica? Yes. Also, a lot of people ask about Zika virus. That hasn't been like a big outbreak since like 2017, 2018. I don't know. Your odds of getting it are the same as getting it in southern Florida. Okay, 19. Will you still live in the bus?
Great question. So this bus, short answer, no. This bus has already, to certain levels, been kind of small for just us and the dogs. So adding another person into here would be too much. We're not getting rid of the bus. We will say that. Again, our kind of style and the way we do things is going to transition.
Hold on. Someone's on Facebook. They're saying, is there a way to hear you better? My phone's all the way turned up.
Uh-oh. Okay, pause everyone. How on Facebook, how much like is it like we're whispering? And Instagram, we are doing like a Facebook Instagram combo right now. So let's see. I don't even know where to go for audio settings.
I don't know. It might just be a thing we can't change.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. We will be posting this on Instagram as well when we're done.
Yes.
Okay. So, continue. Sorry.
What were we on?
We were
Oh, the
talking about
bus.
leaving the bus.
Okay, so we have loved this bus. Like, it's been great. You know, you could kind of think back of like, oh, you guys should have just got a bigger bus, but it's like everything happened the way it was supposed to. We were already gonna add a tag along vehicle before having a kid, so that was kind of in our thought process of one of our next steps was getting a tag along vehicle so we can go on some more off-roading trails, be able to go into cities more and park outside of cities.
Yeah.
So that works out great because now it just puts a little more pressure on us to buy the car.
Yeah. We were originally like at first when we first found out, I'm like, we're gonna do it in the bus. We're gonna figure out like no problem, like because you can do it in the bus, and so many people do it. But then we just started thinking, and we're like, do we even want to do that? And that kind of goes off of what Matt was talking about earlier, and the fact that we were just kind of, we've always been just kind of go, 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 and we've never actually been in a spot and just like seen what it's like to be there and not be thinking the whole time like, oh, I'm leaving in 6 months, or I'm gotta do this.
Yeah, because even in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, we're planning our East Coast Greenway walk, so we're there, but we're kind of like looking forward. Lincoln, Nebraska, again, great time. We had a great time there, but we're thinking, well, we're really putting all of our energy into doing the bus renovations.
Yeah. And you know you're not staying, and so.
And we've always made really good decisions and choices. Like, I don't think looking back that any choice was bad. Like buying the bus wasn't bad. Like redoing it 2 times wasn't bad. But now at this point in the process, we're like, hey, there's nothing wrong with wanting a little bit more stability. And honestly, again, like what I was saying, having a little bit more stability is going to allow us to go on more adventures and experience more, honestly.
Because lately we've just been sitting around in the desert, like we have nothing to share with you.
This winter has been
so boring.
This winter has been try to save money and try to like just find spots to camp for 4 or 5 days at a time. And that's what we've done, and it's worked for us. But that's, you know, like we've kind of like hit a max out of potential with being in the bus. Again, we're not getting rid of the bus. I want to tweak some things around in here so when we have our kid, we can go on some weekend trips, some week-long trips, really still enjoy it. Because the bus is awesome. It's a great bus. Love it.
So here's kind of our plan. So we were thinking we're like, okay, let's buy a spot. And then, you know, interest rates looking around. One, we're not really in a, like we could do it, but it'd be like really tight. Like we're not really in a position to do that. 2, as we were looking around, we still don't really know where we want to live. So
there's a lot of cool places.
So many. So it's like, why would we buy a house if, like, what if we don't actually like it there? And then 3, I guess those are the main things. But so what we've decided, we know we want to find a spot. I think we're gonna rent for a year and just start. But we're not gonna be thinking about the fact that we're gonna be leaving in a year. We're just gonna be there for a year, and we're just gonna really be there. That being said, we want to find a spot that's near a bunch of hiking, camping adventures, and we're probably gonna have way more to share with you than we ever did, and like actual itineraries and stuff, because we're gonna actually plan out like we're going here for a week, we're doing this for the weekend, and it's gonna be just so better.
Yeah, at first we did want to buy a house, and like we were kind of set on that, and then we're like, do we want to commit? Because once you buy the house, you're committed.
Yeah.
And once you buy it, and then you're tied. Like right now, which we've done great at, is we're not tied down to any certain direction. We're kind of still free flowing.
Yeah.
Even with the rental property, at least we're not worrying about all the things that come with owning a home. And if we want to go for a trip or something, or once the year runs out, let's say we're loving the apartment. Once a year runs out, we can either stay there or we can go find another place that we really want to explore.
Maybe we decide we want to go live abroad for 6 months, or maybe we decide, hey, we actually do want to go back in the bus. Like, we want to give ourselves the option to experience that, but then also experience, or like be able to have the flexibility to decide what we want to do. So we feel really good about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was question 19. Number 20, are you selling the bus? No.
No, I mean, at some point in the future, maybe. But for right now, our bus is almost paid off, so we basically owe nothing on the bus. really the bones, the structure, the engine, super great. And again, if we really needed the money to move forward and do stuff, maybe. But for right now, I still do want to go and take this on weekend
Yeah.
trips and week long trips, 2 week long trips, whatever it may be. And we
it's
do
still really good.
we do like it.
Yeah.
We do like it. So we're not parting ways yet, I would say.
I think the only reason we would sell the bus is like if it was just sitting like a sat for a year and we didn't use it once
Which
because
again,
we loved car camping or something.
Which again, like over the course of the year, when everything's going, we readdress in a year. Hey, we haven't used the bus at all. Okay, maybe you sell it.
Yeah.
But I think about the money and the time we put into it, and right now I don't want to sell it.
And we can so easily change this around to be able to fit a kid or like put what's it called? Put a rooftop tent on our car. Like there's just so many good options. Okay. Number 21. Where are you at? Oh, will you be getting a bigger bus? That kind of goes into the same. No.
No.
We like how this parks everywhere. Like we love the size of this vehicle.
The size of this bus is great. About 24 feet. You can take it into cities, park in a parking spot. And again, we learned a lot this last bus renovation, like a lot more than our first bus renovation. Which again, I'm not looking back thinking, oh, you guys shouldn't have done this or whatever. But I just got sidetracked. I got really sidetracked right there. Sidetracked?
Hey, where's your phone? People are saying it's freezing. Is our Starlink good? We don't know. It doesn't matter.
Starlink should be good.
Okay.
Sorry
that's freezing.
Mic check. But also, like right now, if I'm thinking about doing renovations, like before I would buy a bigger bus, I would probably go buy land and try to build like a tiny home or something.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about that kind of work that goes into it. You as well?
Yeah. And I've even thought like we were looking at when we were at that courtside RV show, we were looking at okay, they're saying not freezing at all, so maybe it's other people. Okay, we were looking at bigger like RVs and stuff, and like even that, it just seems like more of a hassle than we really want to deal with right now, honestly. So I feel like again, never say never. You never know.
Yeah.
You could try again later on.
Right
now, we're just not interested. I would rather shove all our stuff into a car and tag along with the bus and go find a place.
Yeah.
Or like all set up the tent and all of us sleep in the tent than I would have a giant rig to deal with. Truly.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Okay. Wait, I lost that. Where was that? What question number was that? Would you upgrade to a bigger camper? I think that was a question. Okay.
You could do that one.
Which one?
Right here.
Okay, does this mean no more long walks?
So No, not not at all. We will say this: as far as walking with the kid, we're probably not going to be doing the style we did on the side of the road.
Yeah, we don't need to put a kid in danger the way we put ourselves in danger certain ways.
We would transition, and we do have a lot of goals on our bucket list of doing like the Pacific Crest Trail and the Continental Divide Trail. So those are definitely long walks / hikes that we do want to do.
But the dogs really are our biggest hassle there, not a kid.
But, we've even talked about like going to Europe and taking everyone over there and doing some different trails over there. Again, right now, that's not in our heads. Right now is just like, hey, like have enough money and stuff to like start this next chapter and like get comfortable with that. And then as things progress, yeah, we'll think about doing walks, but I'm not thinking right now of, hey, let's plan our first walk with our kid or anything.
I will say, though, I have always, before we even decided, like, oh, we're ready to try having a kid, I always said, if we're going to have a kid, I want to be those people who are going on hikes, who are going backpacking, who are doing super awesome adventures. And so I've seen so many people do it. There's no reason you can't do it. It's a mindset thing. It's going to be harder in certain aspects.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. Our kid's going to be an adventurer. I think it kind of depends on how you raise them and how they grow up. And I understand that there's like a lot of instances where maybe that's not as easy.
For sure.
Like everyone's in a different situation for sure.
That's like assuming everything's healthy, everything's good. Like there's different aspects that could cause the
Yeah,
situation to change.
but it's definitely our intent of like our kids gonna love being outside, doing adventurous things, like just getting after it, and then hopefully that transitions to the family. Like,
And honestly, when I think about it, dogs are more of a challenge than a human is because dogs can't go into a restaurant. They can't go on all the trails. They can't go, so many things. People are not liking that we're saying kid instead of child for some reason. Same concept, but we can switch to child.
Or whatever. I mean,
I don't know. I'll have to look up if there's a reason for that.
Oh.
But the child, that's a weird word for me to say. I don't know why. But I feel like dogs are harder than I think a child would be.
Which
I really don't like that word.
You don't like which word?
The word child.
Oh.
Okay, continue. I don't know why.
Side tangent on that. One thing that I think our walks and our lifestyle over the past little bit, why we are looking for a little more stability, over the past few years, doing the walks with the dogs and like everything we've done is only going to help us with having our kid, child, daughter,
Tiny
son,
human.
tiny human, little alien, whatever it may be. And that gives me a lot of that makes me feel really good going into it too.
Yeah.
And like Grace said earlier, or you said it somewhere of like people saying like, oh, just wait for this, or like you don't know about this.
I said that to subscribers. I said one of my pet peeves is how people will always say, when you say something about that's going on, they say, oh, just wait, or just wait. I'm like, why? Like, why do you have to say just wait? And it's one thing if you're saying just wait in like a positive way, but it's like, just wait, this is going to get worse, or just wait, that's going to be so hard.
Well, like,
I don't really like that.
We're going to take this on one day at a time, just like one step at a time. And some days are going to be really good, and some days are going to be challenging. And that's what life is. And that's, it is what it is.
Yeah. Also, I will say when it comes to the long walks, the dogs are kind of going to start to be more of our challenge more than a kid would be again, because as they get older, they're not going to be able to do as long of walks. So there is going to be a little stretch where we're just not going to be able to do some of those, or it's going to be shorter ones where the dogs are watched and we go for like a week or something, Okay. Wait, I just wished I knew what question I was on.
You're like around early 20s.
We saw the same as, are you going to purchase land, which is the same as buying a house. Again, we just don't want to choose somewhere where we don't actually know where we want to be yet.
Now, buying land is in our thought process.
Yeah.
It's definitely there. And again, we never say never. If someone said, hey, we've got this awesome property for sale and here's the price point, we're like, oh, dang, we can work with that. It's got some septic and it's got I don't want to say we don't want to say no to anything, because at a moment's notice we like to make rash decisions.
Y'all know that.
And it could be buy or build a mini home. I don't know, but we've definitely talked about land just in general.
Yeah.
In our life.
The main states that we're looking in when it comes to renting as well, or you never know, buying land, is Northern Idaho, Washington, Oregon.
Did you say Northern Idaho?
Northern Idaho, right?
Yeah, the Northwest in general we really like.
Yeah, Northern Idaho, Oregon, Washington.
I'm not closing off Colorado.
And Colorado. Those are like and maybe Montana.
And again, not closing off any other options, but if it worked out, that would be really cool in those areas, and we like it there, and get us around some hiking, get us around some water.
Yeah. Okay, I've done all those down there. Okay, so let's go to...
You kind of answered 24.
24. Okay. Where will you deliver what state?
That's a great question.
This is gonna rub some people the wrong way, but I don't have a stinking clue. I'm probably not gonna know till we find a spot. We're hoping to find a spot by like June. I would love to be able to be getting settled into wherever and like starting to, because we don't have any furniture or anything. So we're gonna have to figure that out. So I would love to be in that position starting in like June, July at the latest. I'm not due till end of August, so I'm not super worried about that. And at the end of the day, we can figure it out. But the hope is end of June. So then once we find whatever rental spot or wherever we end up staying, then I'll figure out the next steps.
We'll figure out,
yeah. Okay. How do you sort out the doctor situation while traveling and healthcare?
Healthcare, we're still on MediShare, which we're trying to this week and next week we're trying to transition away from that because we haven't really liked the way it's worked out going to the doctor and talking with people.
Yeah.
So we are trying to transition out of that and find something that works better for us.
Because like we just have to pay straight out of pocket. Our deductible is $12,000, and so every time we just have to pay straight out of pocket, which is fine, but also kind of scary when like you're already paying $200 a month, and then you have to pay everything out of pocket. It's like holy buckets, what are we even paying for?
Yeah.
And we don't, and you're not guaranteed certain stuff. And I know with all insurance, you're not guaranteed everything's covered, but like it feels more risky.
And it's just really hard to for me it's just really hard to communicate with different doctors' offices and hospitals, and I don't like that. It makes me a little bit uneasy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to transition away from MediShare. We got to contact, and we're gonna look at a couple things over these next couple weeks. It just renewed, so we have another month of MediShare.
Yeah. So like this last spot, we just you can look online and figure out where to get. So we found someone in Phoenix, and so we went. She was so nice, so awesome, and I just chose random because I was just trying to get in as quick as we could to get everything checked out. And she ended up being perfect. She was so nice. And she was really chill about it. I like the next appointment we'll do is probably after Costa Rica to do like the anatomy. I'm not gonna do a genetic testing. So we'll do that, and then we'll find our spot, and then that'll be when we're closer to the end, and we'll find whoever we need, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not high risk, thank goodness, right now, so I'll just keep monitoring that stuff, and as long as that's okay, there's really no reason for me to go every 4 weeks, in my opinion.
But
I know everyone has different opinions.
Yeah, everyone has different opinions with appointment. You know, some people like going to the doctor every month.
Yeah.
I think if you can do that and you want to do that,
that's like the average, like what most people do.
That's great. You know, maybe once we transition away from MediShare, maybe that allows us to go a few more times. But again, we went to our first appointment. Everything's going great. We're going to get some blood tests and stuff that the doctor recommended. The doctor was awesome, too, because we told her, like, hey, we're not going to be back in Phoenix. And she gave us, like, her phone number and her information, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Gave me a little more comfort.
Yeah.
So just kind of a step-by-step with that.
Yeah. And, like, I have been on so many nomad things and certain things where I've seen people who kind of go the same route when it comes to getting checkups or having to traveling and that being a hassle with insurance, that I've researched that a lot, that it doesn't make me super nervous. And when you call, you just don't say, like, you just say I'm new here or I'm just moved here or whatever to get in. At the end of the day, like, if something was really going on and I need to go to the emergency room or something, they're not going to deny me. Like, they're going to help me and I'll figure it out. Okay. This means settling down. We kind of answered that. It's like a yes and no situation. How do you sort out the doctor situation? Will you raise the baby on the road? As of right now, we're not going to be full-time on the road, but full-time traveling, like adventuring.
Yeah, and again, we don't like to think too far into the future. We don't do well when we think too much. That might sound weird, but we're more go off the feel and like know what the next logical step is. If we think a year into the future, 2 years into the future, that does us no good. It honestly stresses us out.
Yeah.
We may travel with our kid full-time, kid or child, at some time. I think that's funny, sorry. At some point, we don't know. Right now we know, just for us personally, we were already kind of like looking for a little more stability. So getting that rental that it still allows us to go on adventures and have a little bit more of that just kind of in one spot feeling will be great to start out, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, like pretty much the main things we know, if we were to sum it up, everything looks good on the ultrasound. We're hiking across Costa Rica in April. When we get back,
we need to find a car and a property. Yes.
And that's all we got.
That's what we got.
But I do feel like when it comes to how are you going to be sharing, how is the content going to change, stuff like that, we truly believe it's going to be better, and we're going to have so much more to share because we've been feeling a little bit, I don't want to say lost, but like it's just been kind of...
I like to put it as like everything has helped us grow, but where we're at right now, we maxed out.
Yeah.
Like our ceiling's there, so having a newborn infant and and just these next steps, are just opening up a whole new realm of possibilities for us. It's a whole brand new adventure. We love adventures. This one's we've never partaked in.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting
I've
to us.
nannied. I'm like, eh. No, but yeah. But those are pretty much all the questions. That's kind of like pretty much what we know at this point too. We're not super stressed out about anything.
No.
We're just trying to go with the flow. I mean, that's who we are in general. That this month is going to be our best work month. We've got 4 collaborations, so we appreciate the love and support on that,
Yes.
because we're bringing a new human into
Yes.
the world.
Yes.
So work's going well, and we just keep praying it keeps going well.
Yeah. And again, everyone's support means so much to us. Just telling us you're thinking of us, or how excited you are, or you're crying for us, like, that's really cool, because that means we've formed a really cool connection with you, whether we've met you or not met you. The other cool thing is we're reading through a lot of comments and stuff, and we've met so many of the people who are commenting all over the United States, which is super, super cool. So
it's really, like, I know sometimes people will say, oh, you don't know me or whatever, and sure, like, when there's someone who hasn't commented a lot, I don't have a strong connection in my brain, but we really truly feel like y'all are our family. I know it's a social media family, but it still feels like our family, and it's the same reason, like, when we get to meet you at meetups or meet in certain areas, it just feels so comfortable, because this is us, and we love getting to talk to you.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. We weren't expecting like so much overwhelming of like so many people commenting and like saying so many things and shooting us a message. So it's also, I do think it's kind of cool when people are like, hey, I'm gonna be an aunt.
Yeah.
Like, it's one big family.
Yeah.
We're all one big family, and the more love, the better. So it's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah. So we appreciate you. We love all of you. Those are all the questions.
Do we want to scroll through these and see if you have any
Instead of scrolling through, let's just do if you have any other questions we haven't answered.
While we're waiting for any additional questions maybe we didn't answer, we have these for sale. Little smiley face with find love in the little things on the back.
We have kids shirts and we have adult shirts. We have comfort colors and not comfort colors. And we have tons of different colors.
Facebook, I have it linked here on the post. If you're on Instagram, just click our link in our bio. It's the first link there. There's 8 days left. Again, no pressure, but those are there available. We've had a lot of people asking about merchandise. We really loved how these turned out, so they're available.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What brand is your smart notebook? Okay, my mom gave this to me, so warning, she had to buy a new one because she needed one with the backlight to see. It is expensive. But this is the Remarkable, and you can just like write on it, and it's really nice. Like, I even did what did I do? A calendar today. I don't pay for the monthly subscription. My mom said it's only like $3 or something a month. I don't really know, but you can upload it all online. So if she's like out and about, she can look at her work stuff on her phone. You can put like cookbooks on it. You can put all kinds of things. Someone did message me that there's a Kindle or a Amazon type version that you can put your books on too, and it's a little bit cheaper. Again, I don't know anything about that because I only have this one. This is the Remarkable.
A couple questions, and it might be for people who have just been coming in. And again, these are going to be posted, so anything you want to see, it'll all be posted. You'll be able to go back and see, but I'll just cover them real quick. Is Grace going to be doing both cross-country walks? Iceland was not going to be a walk. It was going to be a different style. The Iceland trip we did cancel. Costa Rica, Grace is going to be doing another coast to coast.
Woo!
She's going to prove you can do it, being 5 months pregnant at that time.
I'll be 19 weeks when we get there.
She's going to prove you can do it, that anyone can do it. We have a tag-along vehicle in case something happens. And as far as gender goes, we're going to wait. We like surprises as much as we can be surprised, so gender's going to wait.
I'm seeing a lot about will there be a registry or a place to send things once we know a more stationary spot. We will definitely get that, and we appreciate everyone and your love so much. I today just bought a non-toxic baby registry guide thing so I can start working on the thing. I'm going to do my best to, I figure if you're bringing a new kid into the world, you might as well do your best to make it non-toxic, I guess.
In the registry, probably June.
Yeah, oh, it's
Probably.
sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now, if we were to share
We have
it
very
and people
limited
were to buy
space.
stuff, we would be in a lot of trouble. Let me see if there's any questions. Got here late. What's your plan? Stay in the bus. Okay, I'm not going to dive into that one, but we are going to be posting it, and you can kind of scroll and look for that, just because that's a longer tangent. At-home birth, doula, or hospital birth. I don't know. It kind of depends. I know I want to do a natural birth, and I'm going to say it out loud, so now I'm really going to do it. God willing. At home is really going to depend on where we're at. Like, if we're somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I'm not super comfortable with that, just in case something were to happen. So right now I'm thinking hospital, but natural. Sorry, I'm just waiting to see if there's any questions. Waiting out, find the gender is the best thing ever. I do it over and over. Yeah, I just feel like, why not? I mean, sure, as I'm looking at clothes, I'm like, which do I choose? But I'm just choosing gender neutral stuff. Thoughts on fixing up a school bus or TV to accommodate family but still traveling? Right now, don't need to. We'll just change this bus up.
Yeah, we're going to adjust this bus to fit kind of our new style of travel, and then we'll proceed forward after that.
Yeah.
Short answer. If you want to watch back the video, we did discuss that more.
Yeah. You could Airbnb your bus. The only thing with that would work if we were had our own land, but I don't know if we were renting out a spot if people would like that, but you never know.
Hey, right on the street, we've got our bus available. Come on by.
Will you be close to any family? That's gonna kind of depend. Like, Matt's family's on the West Coast, his family, my brother's in Portland, Oregon, so there's some family over there. My parents live in Iowa, and then my other brother lives on the East Coast, so not super close to them. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll just see. We're kind of like, it was, what was that?
I don't know.
It was great being able to tell all you all, because like one of our things too, is just like putting it out into the universe, and like once it's out in the universe and the universe kind of knows what you want, it usually provides. So
yeah.
Now we've kind of talked about like where we're looking for a place and
really
kind of the next steps, and we told ourselves too that we're not gonna like stress out a bunch about everything. We kind of have our next couple months planned until after Costa Rica, and then that still gives us time of like, okay, now we have a month or two to find where we need to be, find a vehicle.
If we're gonna put things out into the universe, here's what I'm looking for. Okay, so
lots of snacks.
Yeah, that too. I always it's so hard to be saving money, but want to DoorDash. We did DoorDash to Cracker Barrel one night.
That was worth it.
That was worth it. We had a $15 credit. Okay, what was I gonna say? Okay, if I'm putting it out into the universe of what I'm looking for in a rental, we're looking for under $2,000 a month. Ideally, $1,700 to $1,600 would be super awesome.
2 bedrooms
at least. 2 bedrooms at least. A fenced-in backyard would be awesome. We need a spot to be able to park the bus and our other car.
Well, and the bus is kind of one of those things. If there wasn't a spot to park the bus, but it worked out really well, maybe there's some parking or something. But it'd be great to have it just on our property.
And I want pine trees, or at least some sort of trees, good trees. I don't want to look at dirt or dead things. And then I want to be super close to hiking, trails, camping, stuff like that.
What's your definition of super close? Like half an hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah, that'd be the furthest away.
Okay.
I don't know what keeps going.
Yeah, me neither.
But that's fun.
I will say one other thing that, when we talk about stability and kind of having a new ceiling of growth, for me personally, I've really enjoyed the walks, and I do really enjoy sharing on social media, but it's really important for me to have people connection. I've learned when we do meet and greets, or when I'm talking with someone about social media or something like that, and kind of getting into it. I was a coach and I did substitute teaching. That really fueled me, and so I'm kind of looking forward to this next chapter too, of maybe we can find a spot in a small town or whatever size town, to where we can have more of a community aspect, because that is something that it's kind of hard when you're out in your bus in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of great aspects to it, but again, we're just kind of we're in that little growth period, little growth phase.
Community would be good. We've never really we've just never done that.
If I'm adding on to the...
Also, I see a lot of people saying the Midwest is cheap, and it is. It's just
it is
not where I want to go. I grew up there. I went there for college.
Great people.
Great people, great place, great things to do when it comes to community, stuff like that. I love the West Coast. I love the Pacific Northwest. I love pine trees. I love mountains. I love trails. And if we're going to be living somewhere for a whole year and trying that out, I need to be near the things that like spark us the most joy. Otherwise, I'm going to be thinking the whole time I want to leave, you know, just being totally transparent.
Yeah. There's definitely some cheap places out there, though.
For
I mean,
sure.
we were even like looking in Arkansas, Michigan. Like, there's some cheaper spots.
Yeah, if like we have no other option or we're not fine, because it is more expensive on the West Coast, so
It's
it's
more
like,
expensive.
makes your options a little bit worse. But I'm not ready to give up. Even with Colorado, like there's some cheaper spots in Colorado, maybe not in the best area, like some people call it like the butt crack of Colorado, but you're not that far away from the mountains.
You're not within your 30 or 45 minutes.
But you're within like 2 hours,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which could
Yeah,
be fine.
Yeah.
My dream is definitely probably Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why we're not buying a spot, because we don't know.
I'm seeing Boise. I love Boise. I'm from Boise. It's a great spot. It's very expensive.
It's just such a big city.
And I mean again, it's kind of one of those things too. Like, I lived in Boise almost my whole life, and I love visiting. I would like to be close to family, some sort of relative distance. But we're kind of like looking for our own spot, kind of like that. Kind of feels like my spot where I was when I was younger and kind of grew up, but kind of just something different, you know?
Yeah, I don't really know. All I know is I want trees. I just like really, because we used to think we were like, oh, let's buy a spot in Arizona. We really always thought we were in Arizona. And I know there's northern Arizona, which you could definitely do, but as we were in Arizona this whole winter, we were kind of like, actually,
There's definitely spots in Arizona.
Also, I kind of want to get into winter activities, which we've never been able to do because the bus is freezing in the winter. But if we have a house and a car, we can totally get into winter activities.
That's true.
So yeah.
That is true. So yeah, that's kind of everything in a jumble right there.
Pretty much the summary is that we're probably going to go on more adventures. We're probably going to share even more, and it's probably going to be way better. Oh, we're paused due to connection.
We'll wait.
Reconnect. So yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, I feel like that sums it up.
Thank you once again, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for filling.
Pause due to connection.
Thank you for filling our life with love. There's gonna be a lot more to come. We did want to hop on here just to address some of those questions that you all had, and yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat dinner. We were gonna eat our little sausages, but those sound so gross, so we're gonna eat our chicken meal.
All right. Everyone have a great. What's today? Monday?
I don't actually know. Today's Monday.
Have a great rest of your Monday.
All right, love you guys. Bye. We gotta stop these dual stop.